A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
An empty plastic bottle would give you 50 cents. A soda can, 60 cents. A used food container, 80. Wondering why I know this? Because that's my job. I am a trash picker at my school.
Harry, the trash prince is on a roll today. And how is your trashy affair with Bella coming? She lets you kiss her with that stink?
Their words don't bother me. They don't know why I do what I do. And my secret. I edge close to my class when I hear Bella and her friend talking.
You can't be serious, Bella. You want me to break up with him for you?
I would do it myself if his poverty didn't give me the creeps.
You are unbelievable.
I come face to face with Bella's friend. She knew I heard the conversation and couldn't meet my eyes. She hands me the new phone I bought for Bella and walks away. I saved for months to buy her this phone. I walk down the empty corridor with a heavy heart, pick the phone out of the box, slip my SIM in, and switch it on. When... Harry Parker, you have passed the poverty test? You are now the heir to Parker family's billions worth of assets?
If Harry is a billionaire, why does he work as a trash picker? What is his big secret? Why did he not reveal his billionaire status to Bella? To know more, listen to the audio series Destiny Reloaded, only on Pocket FM.
Presentation.
Howdy folks, welcome back to Turn 200. Apologies that for some reason the erasing has decided to not load into the broadcast for us. There we go. Sorry about that. Welcome back to Turn 200. It is Matt Williamson here with you. Tommy Cook not going to be joining us today. He is spending some wonderful time with family here on this Easter Sunday. So hope that all is well with Tommy and he has a great time. But it's going to be me with you here today for the top split strength of field race for the Porsche Mission R. I was not here last weekend, so Tommy and I flip-flopping duties a little bit here as the weekends roll along. Weather gets nicer, spending some time outside. Hopefully you all are too and are enjoying your Easter Sunday. Thanks for joining us if you're here with us. We got a good one here. It's Oulton Park, 14 turns, very fast course, but also very, very tricky. So it's week 3 here for top split strength of field, and qualifying is underway. That's what you are watching currently. Got just a few more minutes left of that. Currently, JJ Wang, he is at the top of the board. Really no surprise there. On the Thursday top split strength of field race, JJ ended up finishing 3rd. I think had an incident throughout the race, or maybe a couple, but was able to fight back for a 3rd place. Ellis Spice was able to win the Thursday race, so Ellis is looking for another good showing here on Sunday. And speaking of Ellis, Ellis just finished up his qualifying effort. Couple still out on track trying to finish up their runs. Indica Scarlet here coming around the final couple corners. Able to put down a time. Qualifying a little bit tricky here because easy to find your way off track, and if you dip just a little bit of the tire off into the grass, it is going to register a 1X off track. So got to be a little bit careful here with the qualifying laps. Oh, and you see there's Tom Wallach. That is how quickly it happens. Might have carried just a little bit too much speed there, and the rear end just went right around on him, and that is going to be very common. And then you see the tires got lit up and made another similar mistake. That is not uncommon here with this car and this track. Oh, and you see Henson Wong, the same exact thing. I think this is going to be a pretty tricky race to be able to put in fast laps. You are going to be on the razor's edge of this car all night long. So to go fast, you got to kind of live there on that edge, but some folks might opt to maybe tune it down just a little bit and try not to make any mistakes. Some notables coming up this week. We now have Wednesday off this week. We do have the ASRL Sports Car Championship coming up, but that does not start until the week after this week. So have a little break here on Wednesdays. Tuesdays, still not on Tuesdays yet. Venom Truck Series is not going to be coming back until, I believe, the end of May or towards the end of May. So still have quite a few weeks before we have Tuesday coverage as well. The only other thing we really got this week, other than your Sunday top split strength of field, is Thursdays. CNC Home Designs Truck Series still rolling and rocking on Thursday. They are going to be at Martinsville this week. That's one that you're probably not going to want to miss. Their last race at Martinsville was a pretty spicy one, as it typically is. But the field is now set here for the Sunday top split strength of field race for the Porsche Mission R from Oulton Park. And here is your starting lineup. On the pole, JJ Wang. On the pole again, the reigning series champion, looking to go for a 3rd in a row, at least a broadcasted 3rd in a row here. On his outside, Pierce Berry qualifies 2nd. 2nd row, Javier Mascara and Ellis Spice will start 3rd and 4th. Sean Begley, Tom Wallach will start 5th and 6th. Georgie Trepsick and John Schneibel will start 7th and 8th. And then on the 5th row, Hank Jan Steneker and Indica Scarlet. Going back to the 6th row, Enrique Quevedo, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, Enrique, And then Sean Bowman will start in 12th. And then as we go back to 13th, Adrian Johansson, Bryce Wire in 14th, Rebecca David and Henson Wong, 15th and 16th. And then rounding out the starters, Erickson Borges will start in 17th. 17 starters here today. Pretty good crowd for it being Easter Sunday for the top split strength of field action here. Still waiting on a couple of the drivers to hit the grid, and we will be underway. Alrighty, grid lights are up, standing start. And we are underway here at Oulton Park. Good jump there for J.J. Wang. Pierce Berry able to hang on to the second spot. Couple off tracks already. You got to be very, very careful with these tires. Got to let them get up to temperature. Big mover on the start of the race was Bryce Wire. He gained 3 positions. Rebecca David up 3 positions already early on as well. Wow, big slowdown there. Everybody has to check up big time. Doing a good job of not getting into each other, though, all the drivers are. That is a very, very tough spot to be in. J.J. Wang trying to extend that lead. Pierce Berry, pretty good little gap. Back to Javier Mosquera as well. There's a side-by-side battle. Hank out Seneca able to get around Georgie Trepsick. Oh, Trepsick has a problem over into the gravel. Oh, and it's going to lose a lot of positions. I believe Georgie was in 7th or 8th when that incident occurred, all the way back to 15th now. Closest battle in the top 10 continues to be Sean Begley with Tom Wallich in tow, trying to find a place to make a move. This track, the width of this track is not very wide. It's pretty tough to find a place to really make a move. There's a couple of, I wouldn't say long straights, but decently sized little straight shoots that you might have an opportunity to make a move into a braking zone at some point there, as Indica Scarlet side by side here with Wire into the final turn, or excuse me, penultimate turn. This little kink is turn 14. And Scarlet going to lose that spot to Wire. Wire is up 6 positions already, just a couple of laps into this race. Out front, J.J. Wang continuing to extend that lead. The gap back to Pierce Berry in second is over 2 seconds now. Here's Ella Spice, the Thursday top split strength of field race winner. Currently sits outside of the podium looking to get up to third. This is Javier Mascara in front of him. And then Begley and Wallach continue to battle behind. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're here, drop us a chat. Let us know that you're watching. Anybody watching on Easter Sunday right in the middle of the afternoon, major props to you. Of course, it may not be the afternoon for some of you if you're overseas from here in the United States. But I appreciate that support nonetheless. Wallach continuing to close in. Just cannot find an opportunity. You really got to look for a mistake from your competitor to really feel comfortable making a move here, but you got to be close enough to be able to pounce on just the smallest little imperfection from the driver in front of you. Wire continues to put in good laps here. Henk-Jan Stonecker in jeopardy of being passed. That would be for 7th if Wire can make this pass quickly. Downhill into this really sharp right-hand turn, then immediately into a left. That is a tough braking zone right there. You're going down the hill. A little bit of a kink in the middle of that hill as well, trying to get on the brakes. And it looks like Georgi Trepsik was off track again at some point here. So Trepsik, he's made that initial mistake, probably lit the tires up a little bit, and it's easy to make another one after that. Looks like Henson Wong had an issue as well. Those two are back in 15th and 16th. Ayrton Borges never made a start here. Oh, Pierce Berry off the track from second. That is the same exact spot that we saw Trepsik make the initial mistake. We'll have to go back and take a look at that one. But close battles throughout the field, still not wanting to go away from them. This is still Wallach trying to get around Begley, but now it's for 4th after the mistake from Pierce Berry. Cooled off just a tad. Let's go ahead and take a look back. Oh, and Berry just barely dips a tire kind of off into the grass, and I think just got him loose there into the left-hander, off into the gravel. That is such a tight margin right there. I mean, that is inches from being just fine, but instead, Berry finds himself back in 6th from a second-place position. And that's so frustrating. You put all the work in to make sure you get a good quality lap. And you do that. You start second. And then on the initial start, the first couple of laps, it's difficult to be able to push and keep that position without making mistakes. And Berry was able to do that as well, but just a very, very small margin of error cost him a podium position for right now. And Berry now in jeopardy of maybe losing another one. This is Wire trying to get up to 6. Take that position. Oh, and there's the mistake from Wire. This is a little bit of what we were expecting, to be honest. We knew that this was a tough track for these cars. So quite a few mistakes from some in the top 10 here already. We're just starting to get towards the halfway mark in this race. If you're at all unfamiliar with the Porsche Mission R, it is an all-electric vehicle, and there are no pit stops. 20-minute timed race. No pit stops here. It's all straight through, and you got to push to be good. There's really not a whole lot of strategy play. The only strategy you really have is to manage the heat in the tires. If you can do that well, you are going to do well in this series. We saw it when it happened, but let's go ahead and take another look. This was Wire making contact with Barry there, trying to make that pass for 6th. Wire had really good entry, was kind of going for a little bit of a crossover here on Barry, but Barry was protecting that inside, and Bryce just went for it, but made the contact with Pierce Barry and sent the number 3 right off the racetrack. This battle between the 10 of Wallach and the 8 of Sean Begley has not slowed down for a single second this entire race. These two have been strapped together for the entire first 11 minutes, and we're working on more. And we're going to go into the cockpit with Tom. Give you all the... Oh, and there's a mistake! There's the mistake from Begley! Oh, Begley still able to get a run off the outside, but will it be enough to clear? It will. Wow, Begley got awful lucky that did not cost him the position. These really high-speed lateral loading turns are so difficult for this car. I think we talk about it pretty much every week, but it can never be overstated just how difficult that is here in the all-electric Porsche Mission R. Here we go. Here's the look to the inside. Will it finally be able to get done? They're still side by side. Begley not wanting to give it up. Unfortunately, is going to have to. What a battle here between these two. Tom Wallach to 4th. Further back through the field, John Schneibel and Henrique Quevedo. They are battling. Strepsik trying to make his way up through the field, but had a couple of mistakes. Just got a little too far back here to really make his way too far through, but does gain a position there. That's to get to 13th. And Quevedo's gotten by Schneibel. The things throughout the field pretty spread out, especially in the top 10, other than Wallach and Begley, still fairly close together. But this man, JJ Wang, putting on a clinic, wanted the redemption from the Thursday race, and so far is making it happen. Oh, bit of an off track there through the first corner. But only 6 minutes to go here for JJ Wang has opened up a 3.5 second lead over Javier Mascara. You see, there is Mascara. Still on that same straightaway, not too terribly far away, but starting to run out of time. And then, of course, Ella Spice, the winner from Thursday, currently sits in third, but Wallach and Begley, even though they were battling hard, have started to catch up to Ellis here. Not sure if maybe Ellis has made a couple of small little mistakes here to let these two close in, but they are certainly closing. Enrique Cavedo got himself up to 11th. Starting to close in on Rebecca Davin to get into the top 10. That is really... These are the closest two together on the racetrack right now. Cavedo trying to get to Davin, but not quite there. Bryce Wire and Pierce Berry. Wire has closed in on Berry again. And we know what happened last time these two got together. There was contact. Wire got into the back of Berry and paid the price. Is Wire going to be just as aggressive, or will Wire maybe take a different approach? Pulls right up to the back. Does not seem to be any less aggressive, is going for it. A little bit of a more outside line there through Shell Oil's corner. Up to the hilltop. And now back down into the hard braking zone. Wire gonna look to the outside. Oh, that is close. Barry still able to hang on for now. Wow, that was, almost made contact again. Wire nearly completed the pass on the outside before they even really got to that right-hander. But the angle, after not being able to clear, just gets really pinched off there. So Barry still able to hang on. And here is race leader JJ Wang. I believe will make it to the line in time to get another lap in, but it's going to be awful close. JJ, of course, has such a commanding lead, over 4 seconds right now. Maybe able to back the pace off a couple seconds and just make this the final lap. But JJ's not usually the type of driver to just let a couple seconds go here and there. Here's that battle. Oh, wow. Wire really wants this one. Ultra aggressive there. Right up to the back, nearly bump drafting there with Barry. He's going to try this outside line again. Wow, this is a heated battle. Here comes JJ Wang. This is the penultimate corner. And should cross the line for another lap. There it is. Barney the flag man waving the white flag. 1 to go here for JJ Wang. Second and third is still Javier Mascara and then Ellis Spice consecutively. The battle between Wallach and Begley has subsided. And then we have this battle for sixth. Pierce Barry still holds it. But Bryce Wire is all over him right now. Has been for the last 3 laps. Just hasn't quite been able to find a place to make the move. Barry a little bit wide into the grass there. Oh, might try to root off. I thought Wire was going to try to root Barry up off the inside there. Nearly made contact if they didn't. It was close. But Wires really liked coming down from Hilltop to try to make that move through the tight right and then left, but was not there this time. Meanwhile, JJ Wang has put on an absolute clinic, making his way through Lodge Corner and then Deer Leap one final time. JJ Wang, it's redemption time, takes the win here on Sunday. Javier Mascara, Tom Wallach will finish. Ellis Spice will finish second and third. Here is that battle we've been watching so closely. But Pierce Barry able to hang on. But it's this man, JJ Wang, made a couple of pretty decent mistakes on Thursday to keep him from getting the win. And comes out in a strong fashion. This was a statement win here for JJ Wang. And I think some of the drivers may be continuing their way through the course so they can get that safety rating turned off. And I think we're going to see a few of them maybe go for the jump when we come back through I think it's the third corner up Lakeside. There's an opportunity to jump over the wall up by Hilltop. I think that's what we're going to see, a celebration jump here for JJ Wang. Oh, JJ's not going to go for it. Javier Mascara is, though. There's the big jump up by Hilltop. A couple more to go. Ellis Spice, he's going for it as well. And JJ may have found a different line there. He's just going to pound it into the corner in celebration. Alrighty, let's get to the finishing order here for you. Here are the race results for the Sunday top split strength of field broadcast for the Porsche Mission R from Oulton Park. This was week number 3. JJ Wang takes the victory after missing out on the win on Thursday. It's redemption time. He gets the win. Javier Mosquera and Ellis Spice will finish on the podium, second and third. And then we saw that big battle between Tom Wallach, who ends up finishing fourth, getting by Sean Begley. Begley able to hang on for fifth. And then Pierce Berry started out so good, made a mistake, drops back to sixth, but was able to fend off Bryce Wire to stay there in the sixth position. Bryce Wire will finish seventh. Indica Scarlett, eighth. And ninth, Hank Jan-Steneker. And rounding out the top 10, Rebecca Davin. After Rebecca, Georgie Trepsick, a couple of issues for Trepsick here throughout the day as well. He will finish 11th. Then John Schneibel, 12th. Enrique Quevedo in 13th. Adrian Johansson, 14th. Sean Bowman, Henson Wong will finish 15th and 16th. And a DNS for Ayrton Borges did not start today's race. And I believe we will at least get a word in with JJ Wang. I don't believe Ellis Spice or Javier Mosquera will be in the Discord. I'm going to give him just another moment here before we pull in the race winner, JJ Wang. And they're not showing up, so we are going to talk to the race winner today, JJ Wang. It seemed like it may have been a tough Thursday for you, a couple of mistakes, but I mean, this was quite the statement win here for you. 4.5 second gap back to second for you. It was just a great day overall for you.
Yeah, Matt. It's when I saw that Oshalem and Hayward weren't going to be here today, I was wondering, what my closest competition was, but a couple of big hitters still came out, so definitely had to still knuckle down and try to pull a gap. And I think, thankfully, the kind of podium spots, they were kind of scrapping a bit hard, pushing each other, and then that just allowed me to stretch my legs. So it's a nice recovery from Thursday for sure.
Yeah, and I wasn't there for the Thursday race, but I looked at the results. Looked like you had a couple of incident points there. What occurred there in the Thursday race for you?
Yeah, I just didn't qualify. Got 1 X's for both laps, and that just put me at the back of the pack. So it was more just a matter of me kind of barging through. And yes, but this one, it's qualifying is just so important here. It's really hard to pass, although I think out of all of the Oulton layouts, this is probably the most racy one going into the chicane. That's a really good spot, but it's typically just really hard. But it was actually good to get practice in traffic. So I knew that the Sunday one was with, I think, 18. I think it's very possible that Sunday was going to be the money split. So for me, I just kind of took it as practice, talked to my engineer, Jeff, figured some stuff out. I think I went a little faster today than I did all of this week. So pace today is credit to him and all the good folks at the Team Watson Racing setup shop.
Yeah, well, it was a great performance for you today. I mean, you talked about how it's difficult to pass, but I mean, not just difficult to pass here. It's not a really wide track, but the track in general just seems to be very difficult with this particular car. I mean, what about this track makes it kind of tight confines? Is it the braking zones? What is it about here that makes it so difficult?
I think it's probably a combination of two things. I think it is a very narrow track. Everything is just kind of an unconventional. It's just not a straight. There's just no straight corners that are straightforward. So a lot of dips and kind of the road wiggles a little bit. So it's easy to catch yourself out. Dip a tire on the grass and spin or something. Yeah, it's just a really narrow, windy track. It's almost a street circuit if there was walls, but The grass can be a little deadly, but you know, if you put two wheels on the grass, you just gotta commit to keeping the car straight, and then for the most part you'll be fine. But I think that's basically it, just narrow, and all of the turns are they're not straightforward. There is no straightforward turn on this track.
Well, there's no straightforward turns, but it was a pretty straightforward day for you. A big win for you, so congratulations on the race victory. I know you thanked Jeff and Team Watson Racing Setups, but is there anybody else you'd like to thank here today?
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to give a big shout out to, you folks for coming in, every Sunday, just kind of getting this broadcast out. I hope we put an appropriate show for you folks, that you have just a little bit of fun on Sundays. But I really appreciate the kind of dedication and hard work that both you and Tommy put in. I want to give a big shout out to Sean Begley. I marked down 3 drivers when they showed up. Javier, Ellis, and Tom Wallach, and 4, and Piers Berry. Piers beat me handily at Monza last week. So those were like the 4 that I needed to worry about. And Sean, I told Sean, I'm like, okay, you're in front of Tom. Stay in front of him, because if any of you folks let him go, he'll probably catch up to me. And Sean held him off for 8 laps. So I just want to give a big shout out to Sean for being a good teammate. Another top 5 for him. Good result. Big thanks to kind of Promix and Henk-Jan Steneker for being our kind of affiliate teammate for this season. He's still kind of figuring the car out, but had a decent race himself. And a big shout out to just everybody in the PMR community for coming out this Easter weekend, holiday for a lot of folks. So for them just taking the time to do this means a lot to the admin staff as well, which is both me and Ellis and a few of the other admins in the Discord. But yeah, that'll just about do it for me.
All right. Well, I can tell you that Tom and Sean gave me my money's worth here today. So they had a pretty heated battle. It was fun to watch. But congratulations to you again, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you next week.
Thanks so much, Matt. Thanks.
I appreciate it, partner. Alrighty, folks, that was your race winner, JJ Wang, and that is the lone interview we are going to get here for this Sunday. Hope that everybody enjoyed the racing, and thank you again for tuning in. I know that JJ said it as well. On a holiday for a lot of folks out there, we had quite a few drivers show up. I was a little concerned we might only get 10 or so drivers, but they showed up today. So thank you to the drivers and anybody else that was watching here with us today. I know that John Newt was in the chat. Anybody else that was watching, we appreciate the support. And we will see you all on Thursday this week. A pretty relaxed week for us here on Turn 200. We've gotten so used to the 3, 4, maybe even 5 broadcasts a week that when we only have 2, it seems a little dry around here. But we are going to get full here before too long, but it's just Thursday and Sunday for you here this week, so be sure to tune in Thursday for the CNC Home Designs Truck Series taking on Martinsville. The last time they were there, it got pretty interesting, so I don't think you're going to want to miss it. And then we'll be right back here on Sunday next week, and it is the Daytona Road Course. That should be a fun one, and I do believe that we are doing Porsche Mission O for Daytona as well. I'll have to check to make sure, but I think for all the Rovals we are doing an oval race to go with it. So I think we're going to have the oval Daytona either before or after the Porsche Mission R straight the field race. So I can assure you, you will not want to miss that one at all. So we will see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Matt Williamson for Turn 200 as JJ Wang puts a whooping on the field here at Oulton Park. Thank you, everybody.
This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.